A massive, oddly shaped object has reportedly been spotted on the moon's surface, stunning observers and sparking intense debate about its nature. Some accounts even link the discovery to a long-suppressed conspiracy, claiming the object's true identity was deliberately concealed for years. Public curiosity has only grown as details about the object's size and shape have emerged. Measuring several miles in length and rising high above the lunar surface, it is larger than anything humans have ever placed on the moon. Its scale is so vast that, if located on Earth, it would be visible from space. Equally striking is its form. Elongated and almost rectangular, it sharply contrasts with the moon's typical circular craters and uneven mountain ranges. The object appears to have sharp geometric lines, smooth surfaces, and right angles, features rarely produced by natural processes, which usually result in irregular and weathered formations. These characteristics set the object apart from all previously observed lunar features. Although the moon is covered with unusual shapes formed by meteor impacts, volcanic activity and shifting lunar dust over billions of years, nothing quite like this has been documented before. Its distinctly unnatural appearance has led some to question whether it truly belongs on the moon at all, whether it is the result of human activity, evidence of an ancient extraterrestrial civilization, or something entirely different remains unknown. As word of the discovery spread, curiosity turned into skepticism. Some wondered if it was simply an illusion, a trick played by the shadows cast by lunar craters, or perhaps a temporary feature caused by shifting lunar dust. Others speculated that it might have been observed before, but no one had realized its true significance. However, as more and more astronomers began to focus on this object, skepticism slowly gave way to intrigue. High-resolution images of the object, taken from various angles and using different wavelengths of light, confirmed that it was indeed a real physical structure. Its immense size, sharp edges, and distinct shape ruled out the possibility of it being a simple geological formation. From there, the world's fascination with the object took off, and the search for answers began. Not everyone was ready to jump on the alien bandwagon. Many experts suggested that the object could be a natural formation, perhaps the result of volcanic activity or the impact of a large meteorite. The moon has a complex geological history, and its surface is dotted with craters, mountains, and strange rock formations. Some scientists believe that this object might just be another one of these geological oddities, albeit a particularly large and unusual one. Despite the object's sharp, unnatural-looking lines, some argued that the forces of nature could still produce such a shape. On Earth, natural formations like the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland or the Devil's Tower in Wyoming have been mistaken for man-made structures due to their unusual geometric appearances. Could something similar be happening on the moon? If you enjoyed this video, give it a like so YouTube can recommend it to even more people. Tap the hype button right below if you're watching on your phone. About 4.3 billion years ago, a gigantic asteroid roughly the size of a small country like Nepal struck the far side of the moon. This asteroid was even larger than the one believed to have caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. The impact carved out a massive crater known as the South Pole-Aitken Basin. This basin is nearly 8 kilometers deep and stretches about 2,400 kilometers across. That distance is comparable to traveling from Mexico City to Los Angeles, and the depth is great enough to hold Mount Everest. Scientists now believe this tremendous collision brought ancient material from deep within the moon up to the surface and scattered it across the area. This material is called K-P, a term made from potassium, rare earth elements, and phosphorus. It serves as a chemical snapshot from a time when the moon was covered by a global ocean of molten lava. This is an example of a typical crater found on the moon. It formed when an asteroid struck the lunar surface long ago. Lunar craters are created when asteroids, meteoroids, or comets collide with the moon, and this has occurred many times throughout its history. However, one impact stands apart from all others in scale and intensity. Scientists generally agree that the moon itself formed because of an enormous collision. More than 4 billion years ago, a Mars-sized object known as Theia crashed into Earth. This powerful event blasted huge amounts of material into space, which later came together to form the moon. For some time after it formed, the moon was essentially a massive ball of liquid lava. During this early period, it orbited much closer to Earth than it does today. Earth's strong gravitational pull compressed the moon, causing its interior to become even hotter. Over time, the moon slowly drifted farther away, cooled down, and developed the solid rocky crust that is visible today. Yet one detail about this colossal impact didn't quite add up. This region may be far more important to science than experts once believed. For a long time, researchers thought the asteroid approached from the south, striking upward and spreading radioactive material known as creep around the northern edge of the crater. However, more detailed studies revealed that the impact actually came from the north. This means that much of the valuable creep was deposited along the southern rim instead. Notably, NASA's Artemis 3 mission is planned to explore this exact southern area. Scientists began to doubt the earlier southern impact idea after comparing this lunar crater with others found across the solar system, especially the Hellas Basin on Mars and the Sputnik Basin on Pluto. All three craters share a similar teardrop-like shape, being wide on one end and narrow on the other. The narrow, pointed end usually shows the direction from which the asteroid arrived. For the South Pole-Aitken Basin, this shape indicates the impact came from the north rather than the south. To support this conclusion, researchers re-examined data collected by NASA's Lunar Prospector mission, which orbited the Moon in 1998 and 1999. The spacecraft measured radioactive elements on the lunar surface and detected high levels of thorium, an important part of creep, concentrated along the basin's southwestern rim. This finding is significant because it changes how scientists understand the Moon's geological past and how valuable materials are spread across its surface. Yet one detail about this colossal impact didn't quite add up. Many people suggested it could be a structure created by extraterrestrial beings. The thought that an ancient and highly advanced civilization may have left something behind on the Moon captured widespread attention. Some wondered if this object could finally prove that humans are not alone in the universe. Supporters of this idea pointed to the object's sharp edges and large rectangular form. They argued that such clean lines and symmetry did not seem consistent with normal geological processes. For many years, conspiracy theorists have claimed that alien bases exist on the far side of the Moon, safely hidden from Earth's view. To these individuals, the appearance of this object felt like long-awaited confirmation. The discovery quickly renewed public interest in extraterrestrial life. For decades, people have discussed UFO sightings, alien societies, and secret installations on the Moon. With its unusual shape and enormous scale, this object appeared to align closely with those long-standing beliefs. Some UFO supporters have also referenced older reports of unusual activity observed on the Moon, suggesting the object may be physical proof of alien involvement. They argue that if advanced civilizations can travel across space, it would make sense for them to leave traces behind on the Moon. The discovery has also brought renewed attention to older theories about hidden alien facilities on the Moon's far side. Some believe the object could be part of a much larger base that has remained unseen due to the Moon's rotation, and is only now being noticed because of improved technology. Although most scientists approach the discovery with caution, the links to UFO stories add another level of mystery. Whether or not the object has any connection to alien life, it has clearly sparked the imagination of those who believe humanity may not be alone. As speculation about extraterrestrials continued to grow, scientists concentrated on determining whether the object could be a natural formation. Even with detailed analysis, however, they have not yet been able to provide a complete explanation. The Moon has held a unique place in human imagination and history for centuries. Since ancient times, civilizations have looked to the Moon as a symbol of the unknown, a celestial body that influences the tides, controls the night, and sparks the imagination. Myths and legends from cultures around the world feature the Moon in central roles, from gods and goddesses to monsters and mystical creatures. In more recent times, the Moon became the subject of scientific curiosity and exploration. When Neil Armstrong set foot on the Moon in 1969, humanity took its first steps toward truly understanding our closest neighbor in space. Since then, the Moon has been a focal point of space missions, both manned and unmanned. Probes, orbiters, and rovers have been sent to study its surface, and yet the Moon continues to surprise us. The discovery of this massive object on the Moon taps into this long-standing tradition of seeing the Moon as a place of uncertainty and wonder. The possibility that something new and unexplained exists on its surface reignites that sense of curiosity and the desire to explore the unknown. For many, the appeal of space lies in the possibility of the unknown. There is always more to explore, more to discover, and more to understand. Whether the object on the Moon turns out to be a natural formation or evidence of something beyond our world, it represents the thrill of discovery and the wonder of the unknown. And sometimes, the Moon doesn't just inspire stories. It appears to change right before our eyes. On April 19, 1787, astronomer William Herschel observed a strange glow on the dark portion of the new moon. The light lasted for several hours and was almost as bright as the Orion Nebula. Today, scientists believe he witnessed what is known as a lunar transient phenomenon, or LTP. These events are brief flashes or color changes on the moon's surface that can appear as bright spots, reddish or purple areas, or faint cloudy shapes that suddenly appear and disappear. Over the past 2,000 years, roughly 3,000 such events have been reported using telescopes, cameras, and even the naked eye. The causes of these unusual lunar lights vary, and there is no single explanation. LTPs can result from meteor impacts, gas escaping from beneath the surface, or electrical effects. Their duration ranges from fractions of a second to several hours, and this timing helps scientists determine their origin. Very short flashes lasting less than a minute are most often linked to small meteoroids striking the moon. Even a rock no heavier than a billiard ball can release enough energy on impact to briefly heat the surface and produce a visible glow. Although scientists long suspected impacts were responsible for these short flashes, confirmation was difficult until high-speed cameras became common in the 1990s. Even then, brief flashes could be mistaken for camera errors or electrical noise. Reliable proof required the same flash to be observed from multiple locations at once. This finally occurred during the Leonid meteor shower in 1999, when researchers recorded confirmed impact flashes on the moon. Further studies showed that space debris regularly strikes the moon, though early observations suggested flashes were more common in areas like Oceanus Procellarum, a large dark plane. This pattern likely reflected where observations were focused rather than where impacts occurred. A 2024 study confirmed that meteoroids hit the moon evenly across its surface. Flashes lasting several minutes are believed to have a different cause. Studies from 2008 and 2009 found that gases such as radon can build up beneath the lunar surface and suddenly escape. As this radioactive gas breaks down, it emits a faint glow visible from Earth, often in areas where higher radon levels are already known. The longest-lasting lunar lights can remain visible for hours. Events like the glow Herschel observed may be linked to the solar wind, a stream of charged particles from the sun. When the solar wind interacts with lunar dust, it can lift and charge particles high above the surface, forming large dust clouds. These clouds can reflect or bend light from nearby stars or planets, making it appear as though the moon itself is glowing. For centuries, these strange events went unexplained, but today, powerful technology allows us to witness the moon in ways never before possible. High-powered telescopes capable of capturing extremely detailed images of the lunar surface were among the first tools used to identify the object. These telescopes are operated not only by professional astronomers in observatories, but also by skilled amateur astronomers working from their own backyards. They can reveal details far beyond what the human eye can detect. Along with ground-based observations, much of the data came from satellites orbiting the moon, including NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. These spacecraft continuously map the lunar surface at high resolution, allowing scientists to closely examine specific regions and study them in great detail. Using this advanced technology, researchers were able to study the object from multiple angles, carefully analyzing its shadows, shape, and overall size. Access to high-resolution imagery and the ability to study the moon remotely represent a major step forward in space exploration. In the past, a discovery like this might have required astronauts to travel directly to the moon. Today, large amounts of detailed information can be collected from afar. The cameras and instruments used during the Apollo missions were revolutionary in their time, but are now considered limited compared to modern equipment. This discovery highlights that even with major technological advances, the moon still holds many mysteries waiting to be explored. One of the most puzzling aspects of the discovery is why such a massive object was not noticed earlier. The moon has been studied closely for many decades and has been a major focus of space exploration. This raises an important question. How could something so large and seemingly obvious remain unseen for so long? Several possible reasons may explain how the object avoided detection. To begin with, the moon is vast, and even though scientists have mapped much of its surface, not every area has been examined with the same level of detail. The object may sit in a region that previously received less attention. Lighting conditions on the moon also play a major role in what can be seen. The angle of sunlight changes constantly, and shadows can either hide features or make them stand out. In earlier observations, shadows may have concealed the object, causing it to blend into the surrounding landscape and go unnoticed. Another possibility is that earlier space missions did not have instruments powerful enough to capture fine details. While the technology used in past missions was advanced for its time, it is limited compared to the highly sensitive equipment used today. This discovery also leads to broader questions about what else might still be unseen on the Moon's surface. If an object of this size could remain hidden for so many years, it suggests that other features may also be waiting to be found. As a result, interest in lunar exploration has grown once again, encouraging scientists to re-examine regions of the Moon that may have been overlooked in earlier studies. As reports of the unusual objects spread, scientists across the globe quickly took interest. Experts in lunar science, geology, and astronomy shifted their focus toward the Moon to study the available images and data. Leading space organizations, including NASA and the European Space Agency, began reviewing information gathered from lunar orbiters, satellites, and earlier crewed missions. At first, researchers responded with caution. Many were careful not to conclude too quickly, since the presence of the object alone did not prove it was artificial or linked to extraterrestrial life. Scientists emphasized the need for additional evidence before making any firm statements about its origin. To better understand the object, researchers agreed that more detailed studies were required. This included closer examination of the surrounding lunar surface, analysis of the object's composition, and higher quality imaging. Despite their cautious approach, there was clear excitement within the scientific community. The mystery held the potential to reshape understanding of the Moon, and solving it would require cooperation across many scientific fields. Researchers from geology, astronomy, physics, and planetary science began working together to share data and insights. Some experts suggested sending new robotic probes or even a crewed mission to study the site directly. Others recommended using advanced spectroscopy tools from orbit to determine the object's material makeup. Discussions about the best methods to investigate the object revealed both the complexity of lunar science and the challenges of studying unusual features on distant celestial bodies. The discovery of a massive object on the Moon has captured global attention and sparked intense scientific investigation and public speculation. Whether the object ultimately proves to be a natural geological formation, evidence of past volcanic activity, a collection of impact debris, or something entirely unexpected, it has already made a significant impact on lunar science and space exploration. The mystery has reminded humanity that despite centuries of lunar observation and decades of space exploration, the Moon still holds secrets waiting to be discovered. It has demonstrated the value of continued observation and the important role that both professional scientists and amateur astronomers play in advancing our understanding of the solar system. It has also highlighted the challenges of interpreting remote observations and the need for direct investigation to answer fundamental questions. For the scientific community, the object represents an opportunity to test theories about lunar geology and formation processes. For space agencies and commercial space companies, it provides additional motivation for lunar missions and potential targets for exploration. For the general public, it offers a tangible reminder of the mysteries that still exist in space and the excitement of discovery. The search for answers continues, and the path to understanding may be long and complex. Future missions will undoubtedly provide more information, and technological advances will enable more detailed observations. Eventually, the mystery will likely be solved, though the answer may raise new questions and lead to additional discoveries. This is the nature of scientific exploration. Each answer opens new avenues of inquiry, and each discovery reveals how much more there is to learn. Is this massive object on the Moon just a natural formation, or could it be something far more mysterious, even linked to extraterrestrial activity? Some believe humanity stands on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery, while others think it's all just a coincidence. The truth remains elusive, but the search for answers continues to drive scientific investigation and capture human imagination. The Moon, humanity's closest celestial neighbor, continues to surprise and challenge our understanding, reminding us that the universe is full of wonders waiting to be explored and mysteries waiting to be solved. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming journeys. And if you enjoy exploring fascinating facts about the planets in our solar system, our next video will take you deeper into Elon Musk's revelation of a terrifying NASA discovery on Mars, where findings such as pure sulfur crystals, contrary to predictions, isotopic clues to catastrophic climate change, and organic molecules resembling fragments of ancient cells are revealed. Click on the card shown on the screen now. Enjoy the video,